All right, it's 9:01. I hope all is well. As you can see right now, I just did this, y'all. I just Google searched this. Hey, Mr. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome, Michael. How did you find out about us?
I am a face group meeting. No, I believe it was meetups. You're
Meet
telling
up.
me, yeah, one of the startup groups, one of the real estate investing groups.
Awesome, awesome. Where you located at, Michael? I'm Terrence, by the way. I'm sorry.
My name, I am located in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome. What kind of work you do if you don't mind me asking?
I'm an attorney.
Oh, awesome. And what made you get on this call? We just some small timers. We not no attorneys.
No, I'm not a small timer too. I don't do big stuff like that. That's what people presumes. I do criminal law. I work every day.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, tonight is not going to be long. Pretty much, I'm just a real estate investor in the Shreveport area as well, but I work up here in DC area right now with the military. I'm active duty.
Oh, okay.
I started buying houses. I've always wanted to buy houses. I love the game Monopoly, and I started trying to teach folks how to use, the money they make and make it grow money, like just like this, plant seeds. Your money is seed money. You plant it different places and you hope it grow and you make it multiply. You don't want to keep the same thing. So that's why I kind of showed this picture right here.
Right.
So for the most part, it's open ended tonight. It was really question and answers. We just came back from a holiday. We get on for free on Mondays. We hope that people get something from the calls. They ask as many questions as possible, and we just give out information. That's pretty much how we do it. That's it. What questions you have about it? I mean, I'm sure. What question
Well,
you have?
well, I'm I'm about to buy my first house.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm already seeing the problems I'm having in the future of being able to preserve the money I have. I have a medium, and I say medium, less than six-figure amount of money to invest, but just the number of houses, I can already see like once I hit third or fourth house, I'm going to be running out of money to invest these things, and the per door price I'm going to get is not going to be sufficient for that.
Absolutely.
Sufficient to get enough more money to do it again.
Absolutely. Oh, I forgot to match record on my doggone Zoom. Hold on real second. Okay. So there we go. I'm sorry. So okay. So you finna buy your first and then you can already see why. Now are you buying fix and flips or are you buying those move-in ready?
The first
Turnkey.
one I bought is going to be move-in ready, but
Oh,
I'm looking at the fix and flip because as I can see it, that's the only way that I can, do that and try to get my money back and try to do it again. Because I really want to do is create a stream of income for me and my family to stabilize. Being an attorney, especially during COVID, amount of money you do, amount of you may do riches this year, but it drops down next year, and so I'm trying to stabilize that.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I changed it to retirement strategy because so many people look at rent a house as just for now for money, but it's long term, it's longevity. Now, do you do anything with stocks?
No,
Okay, so the reason
no,
why I asked
not
that is
yet. But I'm not. I'm not. No, just no. This is something I'm more under. I can read more about than reading somebody's balance sheet and income statement. And most people I see are basically, technical investors who are trying to ride a wave of something that just came out or see some sort of weird trend that they're trying to ride instead of, you know, Warren Buffett get on the ground floor and then get stay for like 20 years or something like that.
absolutely no. So I compare the reason why I ask because I compare houses and real estate stocks a lot, right?
Right.
Um, you buy low and you buy when everybody else is looking everywhere else. So the first thing I would tell you to do is definitely get a goal for how much money you're trying to make a month off of the properties. Whether it be, hey, I want to replace my income of $5,000 a month. So one house not gonna give you 5,000 unless you get apartment complexes, right?
Right.
So what's the name? Clayton Morris. Write that name down. Clayton Morris, or Morris Clayton, one or the other. I can't remember. I think it's Clayton Morris.
Okay.
He teach you the freedom number, something called a freedom number. That's the number that you come up with in your head. You basically, I'll give you a quick summary of it. You basically take your last 3 months of your bills, and you take your last 3 months of your credit card, and you take your last 3 months of all your expenses, you add them up, and then you look at how much it'll take to pay them off per month. You know, how much can you pay? So that's pretty much the number that you'll come with in your head of how much. Then you look at what kind of properties you want to invest in, and you divide that number into let's say you want to have 10 houses. So divide the 10 into 5,000. So you need 50 houses, right? If they average a certain amount of money, right?
Right.
So it kind of give you a medium for it. My number was, I was trying to do 10 on my own, that average $500 a month. So that's my name, $500 a month for 10 houses. That's 5,000. If I can do that, then I'm good.
Now, are you talking about gross, or are you talking about after expenses?
So that'll be gross after you pay everything off. That'll be how much this will be after everything. This is when you pay the house off. This is retirement account. That's what it's not for right now. You're going to profit that much. You're not going to cash flow that much. Right. This is like, okay, let's buy the houses. And I'll be honest with you, it's nothing but monopoly. You buy 3 houses, and then you buy the 4th one with enough equity that can sums that up and eat it all up. You take the equity out the house, pay those 3 off, and now you have one house that the rent from that one house is going to pay for all 4 houses. You follow me? Yeah,
it works. I guess in the long term that could work.
Absolutely. That's how it works. It basically, you start off with one house, you buy it, and like let's say right now with your fix and flip. You said, hey, look, I can see how I'm gonna run out of money. So you buy one property. After you buy that property, hold on, somebody trying to get in the Zoom call and ask me for the link. Oh Lord, he killing me on that. So you buy one property at regular price with regular money. Then you fix it up and it worth more, but you buy the cheaper ones first, right? You buy all those cheaper ones, and then all of a sudden that last one, that may be a regular house in the world, but it's in a nice neighborhood. And you do a limited work to it, and then you refinance and do a cash out refinance, and you pay the other loans off. That's how you do it to sum it up. That's pretty much how you sum it up. You buy a few of them, 2 or 3 of them. That's like me. I'm trying to talk around it, but I'll give you an example. I buy my houses in the hood, right? I buy my houses in the neighborhoods that everybody overlooking. I don't want to compete with all the people that want to do fix and flips in a nice neighborhood. So I buy mine in the low income areas. I take a house that's been burnt out. I gut that house completely out, put brand new wiring, brand new plumbing, brand new sheetrock, brand new windows, brand new central air and heat. And then that house is the best house on the block.
Right.
Now I got everybody in the neighborhood, cash buyers want to live in that house. And then I got Section 8 housing that's going to pass. So now I have a house that's Section 8, Section 8 bound. That means that I can make market rent for that house.
Right.
I bought it under value because I bought it at the burnout. So I'm buying it for like about 10 to 15,000. I put probably 30 or 40,000 in it, and it's going to be worth at least 70, 80, 90,000 because it goes out the market. It don't go with the same market no more because it's totally rehab. So you have to go outside of that neighborhood unless another house in the neighborhood has been rehabbed. You follow me?
I follow you. Are you sure they're going to go outside the neighborhood in order to get the comp price for that?
They have to. They don't have a choice. It's a special comp. I've done
Okay.
it. I've done it 3 times so far. Yep. It's not comparable to the other houses because the other houses, they don't have any other houses fully remodeled.
Right.
So they have to go to the nearest house outside the neighborhood to comp it. And the comps is only for the bank purposes. It's
Right.
not about the realtor because I'm not selling it. So the appraiser is for the bank purposes. The bank got to say, hey, this house right here is worth value this amount now based off of this. And the appraiser going to say that, and it's going to be on me because if I'm upside down, the appraiser don't care about that. The person that appraising the house.
How are you financing the repairs?
I got a line of credit. So I have a line of credit that I use to repair my houses with. And I got Fund and Grow. Have you ever heard of Fund and Grow?
No.
So Fund and Grow is a credit card company that actually give you business credit. And then with that business credit, you can use that. And if you do it for the first year, it's like they give you 6 months, 18 months, 12 months interest free.
Okay.
So I used that a couple times, but now I don't do the interest-free thing. I just pay it off every month. But I use the credit card to pay my stuff up ahead. Now, if I wanted to, I could just pay just the lowest amount each month and then refinance later on and pay it off. But I don't. I still ain't got used to paying interest on stuff I don't have to pay interest on. So that's how I do the work. But that's what I've done. And then I stay in the same zip code so that I can the comparables. Now, when you do that, I stay in the same zip code. So when they compare one house to another house, they compare my house to another house, and I already know how much that house appraised for. So that's my strategy. That's what I do. Now, I know several people that go into nice neighborhoods and compete with people and, have to out talk people and all that stuff. I don't like competing. I like the easy route. Section 8 housing going to give me market rent for it. They don't care about what the neighborhood is. If it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, or 3-bedroom, 2 bath, they're going to give you the market rent for it. They don't care if it's in 9 times out of 10, I get the same rent, somebody getting the same cash flow that somebody getting in 7-11-18, I'm getting the same cash flow in 7-11-08.
That's the.
Say again?
No, I was just thinking something. I'm writing down notes.
Oh yeah. So it's pretty cool. I mean, and then the thing about it is, it's not about honestly, it's about the money now. You want a cash flow now, but it's the longevity of the fact that, hey, if I can pay these houses off in the next 5 to 10 years, now they're scot-free, and now I'm making all the money. That's the whole purpose, to get to the point where, hey, you're only paying insurance and maintenance. Insurance and maintenance. That's the goal. And that should be done in 5 to 10 years. Now, what the smartest thing that a person can do is, as they cash flow, do not spend the money, double down on your payments and pay the other properties off. Double down on your payments and pay the other properties off. And as you pay those other properties off in 5 years, 5 to 10 years, because if you're paying more money towards the principal, you're going to pay the house off quickly. So a trick to that is to pay half, pay 2 payments. Like, you pay your first payment, it's going to go towards interest. And then you pay another payment, it's going to go all towards principal, and you pay your house off faster. Okay. And once you pay one house off, you take the money from that house and you use all the rent from that money to pay off another one. And you keep rotating it. And once you get to the, your magic number, and your magic number in your head, now you got your retirement plan in place. And now you have a house that you can keep moving. It's just that simple. Now, you say right now you're trying to get turnkey for the first one. What zip code you looking at right now, Michael?
I am in, let me look at right quick. I am in you. Okay, he shouldn't be here. 71109.
Okay. So, and you want turnkey in that area?
Well, what had happened is we were looking at several different properties on the end, and they fell through. And then this one popped up being sold by the owner and being sold. And it was just an amazing deal being sold to her. And we knew her. That's how we found it. The person that was selling it, because and it's like, okay, this was too good a deal on their cash on cash return to just walk away from.
Okay. Are you looking for more homes in that area?
I did. There was another one we wanted to try to get, and it disappeared right underneath our nose. So we're still looking even in that area.
So what, 3-bedroom, 2 baths, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 2-bedroom, 1 bath?
It's 3 and 2.
3 and 2. You looking at brick?
We were looking at any of them that were either where we didn't have to replace the plumbing and the electrical.
Okay, no plumbing, no electric. So you already have somebody work on these properties?
Not on this one. This is the first one, remember, that we bought. We were going to try that. That's part of the process, but coming across this one, that just short-term the process. Plus some other stuff came up.
Gotcha.
Trying to do this part-time while you're working 40 hours a week at another job. It's like, oh yeah, especially.
But do you have? No, I was just asking. Do you have any maintenance man in general?
I do not have a maintenance man at the That's one of the things we're gonna have to get done.
Okay. So, and how much you looking for how much you're looking to spend for our property?
That would depend on the property itself, whether we think it's a good investment or not.
So who's the we? Is you and
me and my wife?
Okay. That's your partner. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely can help you find more properties. We basically specialize in finding properties offline and try and help people to get the best deal. We are looking for more cash buyers. Are you planning on cash buying it or are you planning on financing?
And we financing this one.
Okay. Yeah, you financing that one, but in the future, do you have some you want to buy cash or are you just trying to finance those in the future?
We may do cash buying the next one around.
Okay.
But then, because it's a balancing act, how much you're going to put out in cash versus how much you have to come up with in terms of, that's why I asked you about how are you funding the rehab, because you spend so much money just buying the house, and then you have no money for the rehab. You're struggling for that.
Yeah, I definitely need to hook you with Fund and Grow. So I need to get, I have to get with you. Let me put my phone number in the chat message and you can get with me. Anybody can get with me and I'll help y'all out with Fund and Grow, which is a great deal. Joe, I see you on the call, man. My partner on the call, he's the man. 7 Yeah, to 75442 dash. Yeah, so there go my number, and you can hit me up, and then we can get together on Fund and Grow. So I definitely encourage people. Now, Fund and Grow costs a little money, but it's definitely worth it. You can look at the videos and stuff. I don't have my link ready to throw in the message thing, but I swear, when I say that I got $100,000 in credit cards, business credit, or either personal credit, because they got to boost up some people personal credit to get you more business credit. And I only did 3 runs. They do 4 runs, but it's worth it.
What do you mean 3 runs?
So each quarter, basically, they have to wait till the hits fall off of your credit. So they do it 4 times in a year. The program is a year long. And a run is when they run your credit and they try and get your money up. So they do it it takes a little while for it to fall off of
Right.
the little hits. So they do 4 of them. And if it take over a year, then it take over a year. They're gonna do the whole program.
No, I'm serious, you silly goose. How?
Somebody's phone was hot. But yeah, so they did that for me, and I only did 3 runs, 3 batches or whatever you want to call it. And then I got 99,000 for that, and they would have got me more, but I was in between moving, and I didn't want to deal with doing all that paperwork and showing them. You got to keep it with when they send you the letters and they deny or whatever they do with the paperwork with the credit card company. I didn't want to keep it with all that paperwork and then keep on calling them and telling them, hey, here go the people that reached out to me, and then they remove all those hits or they renegotiate the deal. So I like $99,000 is good enough. and out of that 99,000, I only use 30. You know what I'm saying? So all the other money just sitting over there in the credit card. So you definitely.
How are you managing the rehabs when you're basically deployed?
That's why I asked you, do you have a maintenance man? So my uncle actually take care of all that, and my family take care of me. My mom will go take care of pictures and videotape the houses. My uncle, he basically take care of the maintenance for all my properties. And he deal with if I have any tenants that's late or anything or need some, then I just tend to go by there and put a note on the window or the door or whatever. And I got a real good relationship with all my tenants where I treat them like people and not like anything else. So they like me, they enjoy me, I enjoy them. We don't have a bad rapport, and I send them through the ropes to be my renter. So I kind of make them go back and forth a couple of times with me. I test them. I do them just like you who do an employee, because a tenant is an employee. They paying you. They working for you and they making you money. So that's pretty much what I do. I kind of build rapport with everyone. I try and build a relationship. I did have for a little while, I had a couple property managers, but every time the property manager calling me, asks me the same question the tenant gonna ask me there. I'm like, well, what do I need you for?
Yeah. I can understand now. Because my wife wants to try to manage this first property herself, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's feasible. It's feasible. I promise you it is.
I work 40 to 50 a week. She works 50 to 60. I really don't see that happening.
So it's just about relationship. Make sure that you have a relationship. I mean, before you bring that person your property, write down Rent Talk. Mike Butler Rent Talk. Mike Butler Rent Talk. It's on YouTube. I send that link to all my renters. It tells them that it's their responsibility for a lot of stuff. And if they cause anything, it's their fault. It's their problem. I mean, it spells it out for you. Mike Butler, you may want to look at Mike Butler, period. He got a software for handling all your rental properties, handling all your debt, handling everything. He got some software out there. I actually bought his software as well.
You bought it, or you're renting it per month like everybody else?
Oh, nope.
Service.
You buy it and keep it. It's yours.
Okay.
Yep. You pay for what you have to pay for is what's this thing on Quicken Books. So QuickBooks, I do pay for Big QuickBook Pro. I paid for that at where it plays Best Buy. I bought it one time, and you don't have to upgrade it about every 2 or 3 years. Well, not 2 or 3 years. I'm sorry, 3 or 4 years. Yep. So QuickBook Pro, and if you honestly with my cell phone, I have QuickBooks the online version of QuickBooks on my cell phone, and I got a link to my bank account, and every time the renters pay me, it go through my bank account, and every time I spend money, it go through my bank account. So QuickBook Pro, QuickBook Online is what I use for that, and that keeps a record of everything that goes in and out of my bank account. So at the end of the year, all I have to do is just print out the forms, and it tallies everything up. And then it also have your mileage as you driving, and that only costs like $5 a month. As you know, that's a tax write-off anyway. But when you driving back and forth to the houses, when you're looking for properties, when you're doing anything dealing with your business, it's all showing you everything. So it keeps up for that. So I just got a lot of things in place, that little systems in place that kind of helps me and keep me on a path.
Okay, I got that down.
Now, anybody else got a question? I don't want y'all to just feel like I'm just talking to Michael.
No, LT, I had a point on. You said more than invest. He soon he type the name on YouTube. The first one comes up. He can click on it and give him his freedom number. That's
Yep.
on YouTube. Put his name in there. It'd be the first thing he see, and he can click on that. Then it come up a thing he can look at and it'll tell him he can download the sheet to find his freedom number. Okay. On the second point on fund and grow, you can have a partner. Your partner can come on for free. This is why I'll tell you what I did with my cousin. So you and your wife can do it. She can go and be your partner, and she will get funding, and you'll get funding. See what I'm saying? Whoever had the best credit score will get their funding first. See what I'm saying? So you can be able to get 2 lines instead of 1. Make sense? Hello?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Right. So that's cool. That's where you can look at it, because you're not just doing one person, you're doing 2. So that's a way to get income going for real. You got 2 people in the same household. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. No, so I muted everybody. That's why you're talking. So no. Thanks for those points. Thanks for looking up Morris Clayton. I couldn't remember, was Clayton Martin or Morris Clayton, but for those who just joined the call, Morris Clayton, he give you some kind of freedom number. There's no reason to invest if you don't have an end state. You need to have a number that's you're free. That, hey, I replace all my debt. If I don't make new debt, I replace this debt, and the income from other people coming in can pay it off, then I'm free, financially free. Then the other part is Fund and Grow. Fund and Grow is a program that started back in 2008 when the market crashed. And basically, it was a whole bunch of investors that said, hey, look, I got a relationship with banks. I got a relationship with credit cards. I got a relationship with people. Let's capitalize on our relationship and let's find a way to make money, use the bank money to make more money and to use that to invest into properties when the market crashed. So you can literally buy houses with your credit cards. You can do all kinds of stuff, pay your down payment and all that stuff. And it depends on what bank you work with your strategy. I don't want to give you too much information on that because I don't want you to go and do something crazy and you don't understand the strategy to do afterwards. I mean, you can buy a house with a credit card, but you better know your strategy afterwards. If not, you're going to be paying a lot of interest. So just make sure you understand the strategy before you try that technique. And make sure you work the right bank, because all banks don't refinance right away. So that's the strategy, use a refinance. And most banks got something called seasoning calls now, where you got to have the house for at least 24 months, 18 months. A lot of them got away from 12 months, and a lot of them got away for 3 months. So you definitely want to be careful with that one. But we would just basically we're having an open conversation. So if anybody got questions about real estate, we're here to answer some questions. We just coming back off of the holidays, and I just wanted to give some people some question and answer time. We're trying to help you come up with a retirement strategy to help you with your life, your family life, give you some kind of cash flow in the meantime. And then once you decide to pay all your properties off and get that rent coming in every month, then you have a retirement strategy where you control your future. So what questions y'all have? Don't all speak at once.
I don't have any questions, man, but I definitely think the information you shared was very helpful. I consistently and continue to learn. By far am I no expert as well as no rookie, but I'm consistently learning, man. What did you call it? The retirement plan, the strategy. I never looked at it as a retirement plan, but now it gives me focus and an actual end goal and end state to where, okay, hey, look, this is exactly what I need, how many assets I need, or how much income I need coming in to, to be able to afford my retirement. So I appreciate you pointing that out. That's some good info there.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Because when I did it, and my goal was 14. When I did the more to invest, I thought that was pretty neat. I was like, okay, 14 doors, that's all I need. Let's start at it. So it gave me a point where to start going in the right direction. So that was excellent too. And I never read the guy you just said about Mike Butler. I never heard about him, so I'm gonna go look up and read about him and learn his strategies because it's all about learning. How can you become better unless you're surrounded by the people trying to get better? Because you the sum of that circle. I don't care how you look at it. You're the sum of the circle you communicate with, you hang around, you talk about different business. You might be in different fields, but guess what? You like-minded because you're trying to go up instead of going down. So when we can do that, we could be prosperous together.
Man, hey, I started pass collection plate around while you was talking. Hey, I started feeling that in my chest. Hey, I'm like, wait, should I be repenting right now? What? No, I appreciate those words, man. I really do. Hey, I also want to encourage you guys here to never give up and to, understand that whenever you start investing in real estate, or just investing period, is going to, your returns are very slow. And you just have to stay consistent, just like anything else. And one of the things that, hold on here, let me see here. I think I could share one of my screens here. Let me see here. One of the things I'll share with you guys is just, how quickly things can actually change and take place. Are you guys here able to see my screen here?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I think it has a summary of the appraisal report listed up there.
Yes.
All right, so this is a house here that I just got under contract to purchase, right? Just got, as you can see, the as of 9/3/21. Show you how fast you can actually make wealth in real estate. So this property here, property address right there in Shreveport, and you guys know I execute opportunities all across the country now. So it's not just in Louisiana; it's wherever it makes sense. Hey, I'll go. I'm not afraid to catch a flight and manage a project from afar, as this is what I do full time now. But I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna go down. You guys don't really care about all this here, but this is an appraisal report. If you guys ever, would like to go through one of these one day, me and LT, we would love to share this with you here. But here, this is the subject property here. Let me keep going down. All right. So here, you take a look at this section right here. It's telling you right here, repair value, see attached estimate cost. But right here, it tells you the as is value, right? See it? As is, the property without me touching it is worth $400,000. That's a lot of money, but I'm gonna show you something even greater. Here's my purchase price. Right here, $318,000. So for me to sign my name on a sheet of paper, I made $82,000 just by signing my name. That's not bad, is it?
No, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. So just to sign my name, I made $82,000. So that means that, hey, I could buy this house, go stick a sign in the yard, and walk away with it. It probably won't be a full 82,000 once you pay, commissions, fees, and things like that. But hey, I could walk away with probably about 65, 70K.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't do anything with this house but stick a sign in the yard. So, but I know and understand how money works. Let me go in and make some renovations to this property here. Why? Because now my property value goes from 400,000 all the way to 615,000. Just that quick.
And you probably want to spend no more than 60,000 on it.
Mind you, I'm buying it for 318. Remember that.
Mhm.
So right now, if I go in and make a little love to her, you know, hey, I got the ability to grow up to $300,000 worth of equity. So now, what do I want to do with that $300,000? Yeah, I could sell the house, and now, you know, with my repairs, you know, what I have to put into it, I could sell the house, probably walk away with about, you know, $160,000 worth of cash. Or because I know, hey, I'm already $300,000 in, I'm 50% LTV. Let's say if I wanted to go in and say, hey, you know what? Hey, I want to use LT strategy. I want to get a line of credit. Okay. 615,000 at 80% LTV is
Right.
492,000. So
Wow.
let's say if I go in and I put $50,000 into the house. I'll show you some photos of the property. So you go from 318 plus 50, that's $368,000. Now 615, I can't remember my math that good. 492 minus 368. That's $124,000 line of credit that I can use. Now,
A lot of deals with that.
I can walk away with 170, you know, but hey, by the time I pay taxes on those funds, hey, that 170 ends up being 124 anyway. So with that amount of equity, why not cross collateralize, that asset, get more access to capital and continue to flip it.
Flip the money. Right.
That's right.
Yep.
So here's the thing, the money that I make off of that line of credit, if I do it properly, hey, I don't get charged interest on that.
Yep. You're right.
You know, I don't. So I could take that 124 and go put it down on an apartment complex. So now everything is coming out of one house is paying my loan. One renter is paying my loan on that house, as well as my apartment complex that I put down. So so many creative ways of doing things here, and I just want to share you guys that. Now, here's the thing: this is not the most amount of money I've ever made for writing my name. So now I don't want to get, tell you guys like, hey, I'm just walking around here with a wallet of, full of money. It's just not how it works, but I have access to a lot of money, So so that's the end goal for me, is to have access to it, to build up, get with the right network of people to assist me with growing my portfolio. But look at this house, great house right here. Great house. Okay, I'm buying it for half price. Does the house look like it needs much work to you guys?
Nope. Not too much. Nope.
No, it doesn't, I already have granite, all this is already nice. So for me, because I know I'm going in and I'm going to, utilize those funds to continue to grow my wealth. Hey, I know I don't have to go in here and deck this thing out like I'm ready to flip it. And instead, I go in here and deck this thing out to where it's super nice, and I move on.
Yep.
That's it. And that's basically paint, new carpet upstairs because it's a 2-story. You can kind of leave bathrooms. You can leave all this stuff the same. You put a fresh coat of paint on all that, change out them ugly mirrors, but I might even leave those. Freshly painted bad boy.
Right.
Man, look.
Hey,
So
Joe.
then you get your interior decorator and do it like you say you'll do it.
That's it.
Airbnb.
Yes, sir. LT, you had something to share?
Got a couple questions. Why aren't you paying interest on your line of credit?
Well, because it's only what you use. You know, if having access to the line of credit, you don't pay to have access to it. So once you actually use it, if you do the timing properly, by the time if you use it and flip that money quickly, by the time you in and out of that transaction, you can get it to where you don't pay any money, or if you do, very little. For instance, let me give you a breakdown. One of the strategies I like to do. So this house right here, if I flip this house, this is how I run my numbers, LT. If I flip this house, I put it on the market, I probably sell it for 600,000. You know, that extra 15,000, I would leave that in there. It's just something about the 599. You know, so you start out with 605. You know, and you keep going down. So you know, but here's what I do. I say, okay, look, I got $300,000 worth of equity in this thing. Let me go ahead and jack my rehab numbers up on this property. I think it's only going to take me, you know, 65K to make it super nice because I want to do something sexy in the backyard. So let's say if I say, hey, it's only going to take me 65K. On paper, I go and I put it's going to take me 175 to make this house sexy. All right. Why do I jack my numbers up to 175? If I put this house on the market and I sell it and I make, as I shared with you guys, $170,000 profit, I'm taxed on $170,000 profit. But if my renovation costs me 3 times what I actually put into it, now I'm only taxed on $60,000. And the reason why is because that money that I pulled out, it was in the form of a loan. So if you time it right, right before closing, let's just say a week before closing or the week of closing, to where you get the rest of your quote unquote draw from the bank, you time it right, boom, get your last draw. Now on your settlement statement, you borrowed $175,000. So you're not taxed on it, whether you spent it or not, because it's a loan. It goes to pay off the house, just like your regular line of credit. So it's you only, if I have access to the cash, I do my timing properly. Hey, I can get in and out of a transaction with little to no money at all. Doesn't mean it's going to always happen that way, because we know how closings is. I've been working on closing the property right now for 3 months. So it's a game, you know, but if you time it right, you can get in and out.
Absolutely. And then the other question is, did you finance this purchase or did you cash buy it?
All right. Great question. So no, this is a finance purchase. So for me, the only way that I would want to go into a transaction and just pay cash for it, is if I don't have a lot of time to actually close the transaction. Meaning that the property could be going up for auction, could be in the middle of a family dispute, but hey, we got this small window. That's the only way that I'm gonna go in and pay cash, simply because it's cheaper to borrow the money. So it's financed. This lender I used, they required me to bring 10% of the purchase price to the table. They're also going to fund 100% of the renovations. And and for me, all I have to do is just, get in and get out, get the property cleared out, cleaned up, and ready for the market.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. But you guys see here, it's like every house that you buy, from a flip, it is not, which we know is not always like it appears to be on television. Not all of them. Some of them are, but not all of them are, as you see right here. This house here it's not bad. Look at these comps here. Not bad at all. Stuff here. Do you guys have any questions about that transaction? Any other transactions?
No, the question I had, Joe, when you write out your contract, you write it as you the general contractor, so you can move that number up. See what I'm saying? Because general contractor don't make you pay them more because they oversee the whole crew.
Right. Well, no, that's not even needed. So most lenders right now,
Oh, okay.
once your budget gets to a certain point, they may ask for contractor credentials, but in that time, if the budget is a lot, you might want to have an actual contractor. But if it's not a huge budget, you typically don't have to have a licensed contractor to do a lot of the work, and that number is typically around 50,000 or less.
Oh, okay.
And every lender doesn't require that, but so it's all about which lender you're working with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know for most of my rehabs that I do, they just ask for scope of work. That's really it.
And I might have one here. I'll share with you guys one I use. And, if this is something that you guys feel like you need, I don't mind sharing this, putting this out here. Let me see here. Stop. All right. I think you guys are still looking at
The sketch.
Right. So here, let me pull up this Excel file. Super simple. You just go through it, modify it, add your numbers in, be done. Let's see here. Oh, you know what I may need to do? Wrong screen. Let me go to this screen here. All right, you guys able to see this screen here?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this is a repair budget for one of the properties I'm working on right now in Youngsville, Louisiana. But, this is it. You go in, you put your demo cost and, if you got plans and permits, foundation, and all these things here can be modified, so all of it can be. Windows and all that. So, yeah. So it's a pretty simple Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, you
Adds
can
it all
fill
up.
it out going through Lowe's or Home Depot, filling it out.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever I do this sheet, one of the things I do is because once you get a property under contract, you're officially on that timeline to close it, right? So once you get it under contract, you need a renovation sheet here. You need this to be able to share with your lender so they can order the appraisal, and they will send this to the appraisal. So what I like to do is that, hey, I will take this here. I'll just throw stuff together based upon what I see. All right. Then I will schedule the time with the appraisal at the property, and I will walk through the property with them with what my thoughts and ideas are. And then I'll ask certain questions like, hey, will this add more value, to a property here? Or, what would be your suggestions? And as he's, I'm taking his, all the information he's sharing with me in the account, I modify and update this list, right? And I tell the appraiser, hey, look, I'm getting ready to email you within the next, within the next hour or so, my updated sheet, and I'll send it to my lender. So what happens? Now I have my updated rehab budget. My lender has it. The appraiser has it. Boom. My values are where it needs to be. This property here, the agent was telling me that the value of this property was actually going to be about $340,000 for the ARV. With all my updates and modifications, this property came back valued at $425,000.
Dang.
So You look at 425 and we go back to our formula, it at 80% of 425, that's $340,000. I'm buying the house for 150, and I put in, excuse me, and I put in, I know my budget here says 95,000, but I increased my numbers tremendously. So my contract, we're going back and forth right now. We're trying to squeeze it out to about 70,000. So now I'm all in $220,000. So remember, 340 minus 220, that's $120,000 line of credit. You take that 120,000 with the other 124,000. Now I got $250,000 line of credit. I can go out and do whatever I want with it.
Right.
Yep. And so, hey, and I use that. Hey, and I just continue to build out, do what's right by the company. Now, on my end is that, I'm smart enough to know now that, hey, this is a lot of money, and not having a plan for this lot of money, it can break you. So on my end, hey, I have accountants in place, I have attorneys in place, to properly, as well as a banker in place to properly help me, take a look at the assets, that I have, and to best be able to utilize them. So that's, you have the right people in place, because in that area, I'm not the strongest. I'm the strongest with finding opportunities. So now, and opportunities not only in properties, but in people as well.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Joe.
Man, hey, I appreciate you guys. Well, one of my investors, without people like them, I would have never taken my first step. I can still remember my very first house I purchased. I got under contract, and I chickened out. I said, "Oh no, I ain't doing this." I saw them. They said, "Joe, next time we see you, you better be doing the deal." I said, "You know what? Screw it. Forget it. I'm gonna do it." I went back, purchased the property, scared as I don't know what. Went and here, I didn't have a support group like this. I had people I could call, but I didn't have a support group like this. And so went through the transaction, boom, they were like, "Man, I'm so proud of you." And I'm like, "I really appreciate it. I would have never done it without you." Without their words of encouragement, I wouldn't have done it. But they inspired me, they encouraged me.
Awesome.
And we want to do the same, for you guys as well. Yep. Any questions, comments, anything you guys working on, you just want to discuss, hey, look, this is why we're here. This is why I'm here for sure.
Yeah, Joe, the ones I'm working on, one of them, he said he ain't got the properties back, so I'm waiting on that part, but he has the two bedroom, one bath, but he haven't gave me the contract yet. Because I asked him if he got a written contract, and he's like, "No, he ain't got the contract with him." So my thought is, are you serious? You don't have a contract on hand? You're not ready to sign? So
Well,
how you normally get to the next part?
Here's the thing, Vincent. You're the buyer. You're the buyer. You want what he has. So switch the roles. You take him the contract.
Right. Okay.
No, seriously. You want what he had.
Okay.
Hey, at this point, hey, he don't mind having what you got, which is access to the cash for it. But he's not just seeming to be too motivated. On your end, you gotta take it, because you got people out there like me, like Chevy, like LT. We talked to him. We ain't waiting on him. I'll draft up the contract today. I got it right now. Let's go ahead and write it in one page. LT has access to one page contracts. Let's write it in right now, sign and agree, and boom, we off to the races.
Yep. I'm gonna have to get that printed off on my printer tomorrow and call them up and drop it by there and shit, and go from that. Let me be waiting on my lender to come through instead of me the other way around. And I got a contract in my hand.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Right,
I said, look, you want what he has,
right.
you know. I said, you know, that the house I just showed you guys here, can you imagine how sick I would be if somebody else came through and was ready to go and I wasn't?
Right.
Yeah, you know, that's it. You
Hey
know?
Joe, somebody asked about another scope of work. So for those who I'm reading the chat messages, Joe. Basically, Joe showed you the scope of work, whereas he kind of got the breakdown of costs of everything. Here's a Word document scope of work. This is one of my houses in Mississippi right here. I pretty much just put 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, kind of wrote out where's a little bit of the job description. Here's the stuff that I knew needed to get done when I bought it. Windows, just break it down to tell you what exactly is the work that's going to get done. Right now, I went a little step farther and told them what color paint, what kind of gloss, because I don't live in Mississippi. I live in DC area. And I did estimate the amount of cost it's going to cost me and everything. Right. So this is a way that you can send this to your contractor, whoever working on your property, and then you let them bid on it for the work. So you tell them exactly what you want done to your property,
Right.
and then they bid on the work, and then you decide who you want to keep. So the way I do my bidding part, labor only. I don't need you to buy nothing. I'm gonna buy my own material. If you need to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, I got credit cards with both of those companies, and they can call me and I can pay for it. I give a blank copy right here of this, and I broke it down to exactly what they need to do. General contractor, hey, boom, this is general contractor stuff. If I want appliance in there, electrical work, plumbing. So you just kind of put a blank spot there, and then you email them that, and they can fill it out. So again, kind of like what Joe just told Vincent about, hey, you go to them with a contract, even though a contract is supposed to have their own paperwork and have all this and that. I go to them with my paperwork because I already got my stuff spelled out. Now, if they want to take this information and put on their paperwork, that's fine. But at least I know exactly what need to go in my house, linoleum or indoor outdoor carpet. Right, this house is Mississippi in the hood, so I ain't trying to put no granite and no ceramic tile. Put some in there that may have to get ripped out. You know, I know the plumbing line's been sitting up for a while, so they may need to be repaired and pressure cooked, pressure on and everything. So kind of basic information, miscellaneous, because, you know, people got to pay permits and everything, HVAC, new install, and then they just put their total number down there. Now, you know, if you notice, I got it itemized. I don't want nobody to give me no check and say, hey, man, I do the whole job for this amount. No, tell me what you're doing.
I like that.
Tell me what you're doing. Because guess what?
Send it over.
I got you. I got you. I will send it to you. But so this is a simple way to do it. I do it all my properties. And basically this tell everybody what I expect from you and what you expect from me. And this even help better because I try to use the same paint in all my houses. I use the same flooring pretty much in all my houses. You know, whatever I can use in one house, I use in all because that keeps me from buying new color paint, new this, new that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so somebody asked about scope of work. I wanted to make sure y'all seen the other part of it. Joe showed you how you come up with the prices and the numbers and how much the cost is. That's great too. Another way you can do it is you just get 3 bids on anything you do, and you ask them when you go there and get a bid. You ask them, "Oh, why you charge so much, or why you charge so less?" And they'll tell you. And then the next person you talk to, "Oh, why you charge so much? Why you charge so less?" And they gonna tell you. And before you know it, you'll know everything about a house.
Right. Yeah. LT, I like in the detail part like you did because when I did my rehab, I didn't put the sockets on it, replace all the sockets. So I had still all the old sockets in it. So, but I didn't go detailed enough. So this is what I got. I had to go back and change all of them and put all new plates on it and stuff. I'm like, really? Yep.
We learn what you learn from it. I mean, it's all about learning from. We learn from our mistakes. We learn
absolutely.
From these shortfalls. Yeah, they definitely teach you a lesson.
Oh, yeah.
My dad on the call right now. He told me you learn two ways: you either buy some sense or you borrow some.
Right. Two ways. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we over time. It's 10:01. I appreciate everybody called. Joe, thank you so much, man, for coming in and giving that love out and giving that information out. Joe probably felt, he's still on the call. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody called you for no deal.
Well, no, not tonight.
Joe usually be putting us on hold, y'all, and he be on other calls making deals. But nah, man, I appreciate you sharing that information and being so forthcoming with that deal that you got. I know you're excited about it. You told me about it several times. I know when you drove down there and checked it out and everything. And Joe got a couple deals like that. So Joe is a fix and flip guy. I'm a buy and hold. Now Joe's a buy and hold guy, fix and flip. And he said he's a whole service now. He can do it all now. But when he first started, he started out primarily fixing and flipping. So if you have any questions about fixing and flipping, definitely get on next week. Joe will be on again, and he can answer all those questions. I'm more and he do buy and hold now, and they do a lot of other creative financing and all kinds of stuff. He's all over the place with making it do what it do. He's a subject matter expert in a lot of areas. Myself, pretty much I just like I said, buy and hold. I did a couple wholesales. And Michael, the reason why I asked you those questions is because I was gonna try and find you some deals and see if we can work out something. So you got my number. I just hit you up on Facebook as well. That just hit me up, and we'll talk more about what you're looking for, and hopefully we can find what you're looking for in the price range, and we can get you and your wife on this road with financial freedom and to meet your goal, your freedom number, and hopefully you can ride this roller coaster with us as we go up this hill.
Sounds good, brother. Man, I appreciate you once again for everything. And hey, as always, anything I can ever do to help inspire, encourage, motivate, keep others going, man. Hey, I'm here, man. So keep me posted.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great night. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you Thursday.
All right. Bye-bye.